All right, so I just tightened up the dog bone linkage. So the torque specification is 55 Newton meters. So that's basically about 40 foot-pounds. So when you put on there, one of the things that you have to, after you're done, what you have to be concerned about is the spacing, the gap between the dog bone and the linkage. So this linkage here. So if that dog bone is touching this linkage, it'll rub into it, it'll dig into it. So so that should be just enough, the space on both sides should be even. So what I took was I basically just put the I took a mallet, right? Took a mallet and on the end there, where the bolt nut is right there, I basically just took my my socket wrench and kind of set it so that the end of the socket wrench here, the end is basically right in the middle of the bolt, and I slightly tapped on it with the mallet. I did that with the both the bottom bolt down in here and the top bolt up here, so that the linkage, that dog bone linkage, is the space between the both of them. The space between the linkage and this aluminum mount, both the top and the bottom piece, both of them, the space between them are even. The gap, and it's very small gap. It's like it's 1 millimeter or maybe even less than 1 millimeter. Especially the bottom one is it's a really tight fit. It's like it's probably half a millimeter on the bottom. The top is probably a little bit less than a millimeter. So so be aware of that. Again, 55 Newton meters or 40 foot-pounds, and that's it. That linkage will lower your rear end by 14 millimeters. So there's the bike. I'm just about out of shade time, so here I'm in the in the shade. I think I have another 10 to 15 minutes of shade. So perfect timing. All right, so that's it. Since the back end is lowered 15 and 14 millimeters, whatever it is the Yamaha says, I actually also lowered this front end here, and I lowered it, lowered the triple clamp up. So basically, gotta loosen the mounting bolts here, right? And loosen both sides, and it's best you do it with a front stand. Don't leave it on the front wheel like this, and do that, because you do the whole front end will just drop down on the fork. You have to take the weight off of the front wheel. So you need a front stand to lift the front up. Then you loosen up both sides of the triple clamp here, both sides, both top and bottom, and not real loose, just enough so that loose enough that you could move it, but tight enough that it doesn't just slide down, right? So you would basically scoot up one side at a time, just a little bit, and you won't be able to do the whole full. And I think this is about 5/8 of an inch that I moved, so which is pretty close to 15 millimeters. So you move up a little bit at a time, a little bit on the other side, because if you try to do the whole thing, what you're doing is you're fighting the spring compression. So don't make it hard on yourself. Just move a little bit at a time, both sides, slowly a little time. It'll probably take you at least 3 times back and forth, if not more than that, to move this up. So basically, both front and rear is down 14-15 millimeters. So the bike should be balanced. It should stay balanced. And I only have a 30-inch inseam. So riding around is fine. It's no problem. It's just when you're sitting there, or when you're sitting there and the surface is not the surface is kind of rough. That's when it's kind of hard. When you're duck walking the thing, it's like kind of on my tippy toes, and it makes it really awkward to duck walk. So that 14-15 millimeters down will make a difference in being able to duck walk a little easier, or when the surface of the road is a little rough when you stop and put your foot down. All right, so that's it. Thanks for watching.